I was gonna say something else.
Going live now.
About women's underwear.
What about? Is it weird to know about women's underwear if you're a guy?
I don't think it's weird. I was in Victoria's Secret yesterday.
Yeah, how'd you feel about it?
Yeah.
Did
you get anything nice?
I was having a good time.
I'm very familiar with women's underwear.
Did you put your blinders on? Because when you're in Victoria's Secret, you're not supposed to
look at other women buying brassieres.
They're brassieres.
I think about it. I think like
That's not cool.
Damn, they're gonna go home and put those on.
Yeah.
That's what you think?
Yeah, I think about that.
But what if it's a gift?
So you pretty much
probably.
you established a Victoria's Secret mindset when you were 13 and never.
Yeah, and then
changed
still
it.
when I get in there, it's like, oh, don't get a
Just
boner.
like 13-year-old, like,
yeah,
this stuff is gonna be on boobs later.
I still walk through that threshold, and it's like, yeah,
do
this
think
stuff's
that.
gonna be on boobs later. Don't get a boner.
It's going to be on boobs, which I don't see. Or
Yeah, but you can think
Yeah,
about
but
it.
it's like
You've
there's
seen a
boobs.
boob,
You
you've
can
seen a
think it.
boob.
But now you're thinking about it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna grab a hat.
Later,
Sorry.
dude.
When I used to work retail,
He gets a little uncomfortable when we discuss this kind of
we're
thing.
live.
No, don't start it.
Did you just show up?
Yeah.
don't start it?
yeah.
Definitely
Did you not have a
live.
chance to get a hat
this
before
bit-
this thing started?
We were going
This was-
live and had all
This
that.
wasn't part of it?
I don't fear getting a
This
boner
is just for the live guys.
because I have over the years developed mental tools.
Yeah, you have that
to
mental tool.
destroy the boner within seconds.
We talked about that before.
Like
yeah.
there's like a little President Obama in the White House of my brain who can order a drone strike at any moment
executive decision.
to just annihilate my boner with a mental cruise missile into my loins.
I had to find a toque. We
Yeah,
could start
get
now.
a toque. It's cold.
Okay.
All right, we can start now. Hit
Yeah,
it!
yeah, man. I'll go ahead and start.
All right, start the discussion. Go ahead.
No, I said hit it.
Oh, well, that you should
What-
say
what?
theme song.
And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world.
Oh, we're back.
New theme song. Sunday night, we're in the spot.
Don't believe it, just watch.
Come on! Even if you believe us, keep watching. Bit it. We can't sing anymore legally
Yeah.
because Mark Ronson is known to be litigious
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and will sue our britches straight out of our pants.
He's English, so that's what they sue for, britches.
He's
Yeah.
gonna take you to Parliament and have his way with you.
Yeah.
Take your wig off.
Once he
powder
gets
it.
those britches out of your pants, there's nothing stopping
He's
him.
gonna uptown funk your butt.
That's right.
Oh,
That's where he got the lyrics of the song too. They were originally Uptown
funk your
Funk
butt.
Funk Your Butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funk your butt.
Yeah.
But then the queen said no. You have to change it. So
she
they
said
did.
she said no. Mind
Royal,
your lap.
Don't
royal
drop the
order from
scone.
the Queen.
That's what,
Said God save me. I say no.
Don't drop the scone.
Don't
Okay.
drop the scone. That's what they say in British prison.
Yeah,
Yep.
Don't drop the scone.
exactly.
That's
Don't-
what.
And if
don't.
you do, they say mind the gap.
Yeah, mind your gap, definitely.
Because if not,
Cool.
What was
Yep.
that?
You're gonna
up the
get
poopa.
right up Abbey Road.
Uptown.
Yep.
Funk you up.
no, funk your...
You're gonna be taking some golden slumbers.
You know, we were having a deep discussion before the podcast started. This little guy here, why do they make him stilts? And he can walk around and he can be normal size.
What if you put on like a suit of armor
Yeah.
that just had wood in to fill up the rest of the legs?
And you know,
Yeah.
today I think it'd be a
Exactly.
different story, but back then they were so mean to him.
Yeah, I'm talking about medieval.
Yeah, back then.
If I was writing a medieval story, I'd give this guy some badass like steampunk stilts.
Yeah,
That way
steampunk.
you couldn't disrespect him ananymore because
Gears.
he's got like
He gets disrespected.
Badass
a lot.
gears.
A
like
lot.
not only badass gears but like robot legs in a land where everybody's like
fuck yeah.
with fucking swords and stones. Badass robot dude comes
Steam
walking
powered.
up. Anyways, I think I just broke 5 parts of this toy squeezing it, but that's my idea.
I love how much Rocco
on-
enjoys
sit
it
on
on
a
top of the
different
microphone.
Yeah, just put it on.
We found out this week that Rocco has a weird thing with sound and audio
No,
equipment.
we found this out
Oh,
15
years
years
ago.
ago.
There's some psychotic shit going on in my head where I want the audio to be good.
Can I? No, okay, this is what happens.
Weirdo here.
No, everybody
Rocco has
wants the audio to
OCD.
be good.
Yeah, but he has OCD in a way that like I'm holding the boom
But-
mic and he goes, "This watch. Do you have this? Get this mic right here. Ready?
Yeah.
This is the boom mic." He goes, "Okay.
He will unconcern
wait,
himself
wait.
with any
Wait,
person,
stop
place, or
filming.
thing to fix a
Okay.
microphone.
And nothing happened.
Something happens.
Nothing changed. It's exactly the same, but he just touched it, and now it's
I think
okay.
officially is the weirdest thing about you.
Best
That's it.
example is
Obsessed
the,
with microphones.
the podcast from Toronto.
Oh, God.
I wasn't.
Dear
at
Lord.
that podcast.
We had some microphone issues.
We had some microphone issues.
Yeah, because somebody else fucked it up, not me.
You can hear it fine.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Well,
Yeah.
Derek, let me tell you. Let's imagine this is a microphone, and I'm holding it, and I'm talking, and all of a sudden Rocco reaches over and goes like this. You're holding it wrong.
manipulates,
In the middle of my story.
He manipulates his hand
Yeah,
line.
that's exactly what we're talking about.
Like, he just did that, and I was like, okay.
That wrecked the podcast too.
Yeah, because
it was right in the middle of his
fuck
story.
you.
Yeah.
You were in the middle of his
Like I
story.
said, everybody wants the audio to be good, but Rocco will disregard everybody in the room or whatever is going on to fix a microphone.
Right.
And that is weird.
Right.
I like your devotion to quality.
I appreciate it too, but he does it like in videos that aren't even his own. We were filming a video, our tough cops video, and I was
What?
holding,
Tough cops?
whatever it was called, hard cops, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was holding the boom mic, and you stopped us in the middle and went, can you just.
And he
tweak it
did.
down."
I don't even remember doing that.
It was like in the middle between takes. You're like, you just got to make sure.
You're a master of
You know,
filmmaking.
shame
Your
on
craft.
me. I wanted the audio to
And
be
like
better.
the podcast,
Shame on
nothing
me.
fucking changed at all. The sound was
Well,
just the same, but
Yeah,
now I was pissed off.
you're right. The microphone would have been the same upside down instead of right side up. You're right.
It sounded
It's so
fine.
close. Hey, you know what?
What?
The path of his voice hits the side of the microphone, but he uncovered the two little
The
plastic
top receives
feet.
it too.
The two
an
little
obvious- he's
plastic
got a point.
feet resting on top would have. It could have potentially ruined
Some
the entire
spatial
audio. So
reflection.
Yeah, you'd
could
hear
have been
feet the whole
occurring.
show.
you'd hear feet.
You'd hear the pitter patter of little footsteps.
Anyways, we can go on about
let's
this all
leave
night.
Rocco
Little Tyron
alone.
Lannister dancing on the mic.
But let's just rest with fuck him.
The chat is saying the audio is better since I moved the figure. So you're welcome.
We have to have better audio now that the Patreon has gone live.
Yeah, the
right?
Patreon's paid for the
you go.
figure to move.
Wait.
If that USB comes, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, it's better now.
It is. The
I'm
gaffer's
not
tape
even
is-
arguing. I think it's better now. Anyway,
Anyway.
welcome.
Welcome.
To,
That's what I was going to say. You say it.
welcome to
I'll say it.
the podcast, episode 376.
Welcome to the podcast. The episode number doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. We're your
Tell that
beautiful
to Royce.
hosts.
And me.
We are... What are we? The royal family of sex?
Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone remember their names? I remember mine.
What?
I think it was the Prince of Penis.
That sounds like it could have been what I said.
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
You guys didn't remember? I mean, that was like
I
the
thought
most important
who
part of
was
my week.
something like the Master of Cunnilingus. That was someone. Was that me?
King of Cunnilingus.
It was the King of Cunnilingus. They were all alliterations, so I was
wow.
the Maharaji of making out.
Man,
See, you know.
Review the tapes
I
if
bet
you
Royce
want to know.
remembers.
It's out there. It's floating around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
On
well.
internet.
Eric was the emperor of ejaculation. The chat had it.
Yeah, well,
was
that's
good.
undisputed. We all know.
Yeah, it was
we
the
all know
Prince
that.
of Penis precipitation. It wasn't just the Prince of Penis.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You wish it was the Prince of Penis, but I
Whatever.
added the precipitation
I
part.
got that drip.
Yeah, you make it rain.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Skeet, skeet, skeet.
Good for you.
If this is your first time watching the podcast, hello, I'm Derrick Acosta here with Rocco,
Sean.
Bote. Well, I won't. All right.
I thought
Sean.
he was
Sean.
I'm just a guest. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Single name actor
Special
Sean.
guest.
He's like Sinbad.
I'm like Madonna.
And the rest of the crew. Welcome. It's been an exciting week for Mega64. We put out a couple of new videos since our last podcast.
Yeah. We have.
did.
We put out a brand new, all new prank video. It's what you have to do to be among the YouTube elite. We realized this video game stuff, that's for nerds. We got to throw that out. And we just got to get to the heart of YouTube. So we put out a killer prank video. It's a good time. Gather the family around if you haven't seen it yet and watch
Yeah.
Genital Mutilation Prank.
Right.
Watch it. Your kids are going to love it.
I think it's our
Everyone's gonna love
finest skit to date.
yummy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's confirmed.
The pranks, just it's a killer prank, man. We got all kinds of funny reactions. People thinking their PPs are
It's
gone.
funny because we did that video and it's so heinous, and that was a tamer version of the video we were parodying. So that's
Yeah.
interesting.
I don't even think it's that heinous. I think it's a good video. I like it. If you
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen it, go check it out. The dick mutilation prank. We got our It's the genital mutilation prank. Excuse
I
me.
really do
I
like.
dick
Be
mutilation better.
appropriate.
Yeah.
My favorite part is that you go above and beyond. You chop up hot dogs, and I
Yeah.
mean, even on Eric,
We
who
chopped
knows
up.
that's not his.
We chopped up so many hot dogs, and you know what? Somebody.
It's a satisfying sound.
I think the latest comment is like, "What happened to the Indian guy? Why is he not in the video?" Referring to me. I was the guy chopping up the wieners.
You're
And
the
you know
dick
what?
cutter.
You
Yeah.
know what is something that no one knows about? Maybe they saw the behind the scenes. I didn't finish watching that, but that you're wearing a gorilla suit.
Yeah, you don't really
For no
see
reason,
that.
you're just wearing it.
Yeah,
You don't see that detail too clearly.
I was in my mind. There was a whole
Shears did it.
backstory to the skit, and I played the character known as Dick Cutter. And you heard a couple of my lines in the video, but I had so many lines during the taping of this, and they were all just threats about how I was going to brutally cut off Sean's penis. And my costume was a ski mask, a trench coat, and then like a gorilla suit with the gorilla like nipples exposed.
yeah, it's got like a.
Because I just
skin.
thought it'd be like weird and creepy, but you couldn't really see the suit. But I think the video still turned out really funny.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite videos we did this year.
Oh,
Honestly,
really?
yeah,
I like that video.
I can't stop laughing at all the reactions. Eric and Sean are so good in it. Derrick is funny in it.
Yeah, I think-
and on top of that, that's all the stuff. Just watching it, I'm enjoying. But I love playing Johnny Nutmeg. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Getting to talk like a little cute British boy. Hey, aren't I so handsome? You know,
like a
whatever.
vlogger.
Was so.
Yeah.
Oh, and I ended up having fun. I think I have more fun when I play just shitty, annoying people.
I think we were,
You know,
For,
like,
I think you should. I would like to know your feelings about the costume you were wearing because I felt like you were happy to put those clothes on.
yeah, we went shopping ahead of time. We went to the mall and got, like, what would this guy wear? And that ended up being really fun because it was like, it wasn't buying a costume like Shadow of Mordor. Oh, we got to get armor. Oh, we got to get things specific to a time period. It was like, no, this guy's here right now. What would he wear? And it was kind of fun deciding that. I don't know. I don't normally get to do that. And yeah, so I wore these weird sweatpants
like yoga
kind of
pants?
things.
What were
they?
And,
They were sweatpants.
and
From a clothing
and
store?
shirt with stripy.
What's funny, I think, is that you looked really fashionable,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I'm sure all those people who wear those clothes want to look fashionable. We walked into a store and spent 5 minutes and picked random clothes off
Yeah.
the rack, and that was the costume.
Yeah.
So for everybody thinking you looked really fashionable, it was honestly just Joe Blow walking off the street. Those.
But
It's that easy.
But I think those clothes, like I was ready to just put on whatever. I didn't need. In my head, I was like, we don't need to go shopping. But Derrick actually suggested, no, we should go shopping. Let's look for stuff.
Yeah.
And that ended up helping because I really look like that guy. I look or whoever we were trying to create. I just feel like I'm
Johnny
another
Nutmeg.
person.
It's Johnny
And I didn't
Nutmeg.
even think I looked that bad. I just looked like alternate universe me.
No, you look of the time.
You look like a
You look
YouTuber
contemporary.
who's making a little money, goes to the mall and picks out some nice clothes.
Takes
Yeah.
about 5 minutes to do so.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Johnny Nutmeg, great character. I'd like to see that character come back in future
Yeah, me
video,
too.
perhaps.
When we were filming that, the hot dog. I don't remember what you saw in the behind the scenes, but like the hot dog juices kept getting on the mask, which ended up just being underwear they put on my face. And like when it was on my face, it was just like hot dog juice.
How
Yeah.
how was it getting onto the mask?
Because when Derrick would we did
He'd flick it around
a couple
and
takes
stuff.
of it, yeah.
Okay,
covered in it.
so the video, I don't know if it's clear, but Eric had a hot dog taped to his belt,
Yeah.
and we snipped that off. And by the way, that's my favorite moment, when we cut his
Oh, yeah.
wiener off, and it's like, goes to Mad World piano,
Yeah.
gets
Yeah.
me every time.
Yeah.
But then Dick Cutter had another hot dog in his pocket, and so I pulled that out and like pretended. In my mind, Sean's
waving the
adrenaline,
dick.
Yeah.
Sean's adrenaline,
Yeah.
the character,
Oh, yeah.
he would be going so much that he would just believe anything that happened. So then I like pretend it's his own thing. Yeah. So I had hot dogs in all my pockets. Like there were hot dogs everywhere, all over the floor. We had to do multiple takes.
Where's this trench coat?
It's back on the costume rack.
Oh, okay.
it smells-
That's clean.
It just
yeah.
smells like a
Yeah,
hot
it's all
dog.
Yeah,
good.
it just smells like that.
Those scissors were sharp too. I think I like sliced my finger a little bit when I
Yeah.
was trying to cut Sean's wiener, which made me feel like reckless because like moments before that I was teasing Sean. He was all taped up, and I was like swinging the shears
when
all
you're
around
shearing,
him.
that is like frightening to me.
Yeah.
Because he's in a chair.
That was
Hey.
scary.
Oh, yeah.
You were getting close.
Well,
I was
here's the
scared.
thing. I felt like I was in complete control, so he had nothing to worry about until I cut my own finger.
Yeah.
And then I was like, maybe he was justified being a little worried.
Even though
But-
you're in complete control, I have no control of the situation. I'm like, can't move. and
Well,
it's
I
just
was
like,
getting
I'm
you
fine.
into character.
I was-
There you go.
Imagine the real dick cutter. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
He's
All
getting
right.
even more reckless.
Yeah.
I yelled
Yeah.
so much that first take that I threw up. Like,
Oh my god.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I like, but I was gonna swallow it, and then I was like, no, it's better if you just spit it out because it looks more gruesome. So I just like, bleh,
Yeah.
So is that in the video?
no, I don't think I made it.
I think you could.
For a
I think
half
you can kind of
second, I think
faintly
it's in
see
there.
it in a couple parts. But I was gonna say, so the behind the scenes for that video came out today. If you're watching this, we're recording this on Sunday. As a little bonus, we put it up today, and I'm proud to announce that the behind the scenes of the video is purely the camera from the merch area of our warehouse, and it's just Kevin packing people's orders
For Cyber
as he
Monday,
listens to the horrific noises. That's it.
Really?
Kevin showed me that footage, and I went, well, there's our behind-the-scenes video. That's all you need to see.
Yeah.
It is uncut, just that. But I put one little extra stinger at the end, and it's Sean when he was fastened to the seat and couldn't get up, and we rubbed dirty underwear in his face. That was in there. That's
That was
all,
good.
Blue ones.
So that's all they saw.
Classic moment.
Very fun.
Classic, great moment.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna say just real quick, what was weird with that? What was weird with that video is, so basically we put that out and are kind of, and we were kind of in this mindset. We were kind of inspired by these pranks we were seeing that were just kind of like inhumane in a way that, like, when you see a prank by like the Jackass guys or whatever, they get it because it's like, it's just dumb. It's, oh, hey, we're going to throw funny stuff in a wood chipper, or stuff like that. But we're seeing this trend of pranks that were like, look, I said a racial slur to someone to their face. Like, okay, these people have natural human reactions to danger in front of them. Like, it's not anything really that funny. And so we really, we took it to the furthest extreme we possibly could, which was, what if you thought, you were getting mutilated in the worst way possible? So
Yeah, and this idea of just like, this isn't funny.
yeah.
It's a comedy video, but
yeah.
the entire idea is something that's
It's really
inherently not funny.
Honestly, I think that was the discussion, was what's the least funny thing that could happen to you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. But anyway, genital mutilation. But anyway, so we did that. It's funny because I can't think of any other video. I mean, I'm sure there were some earlier in the year. We did a Metal Gear video recently that was really big, and I got lots of good feedback on that. But I got more feedback on this video than ever. I got so many emails that were like, oh, wow, you nailed that kind of video, or you enjoy, such great positive feedback. I want to say thank you to everybody. But it was funny because when we put it out, the view counter is in real time now, and it used to get stuck at 301. But it was really but it was like 100 for a long time. And even right now, the views aren't that high on that video. And when we put up when I put up the behind the scenes today, they were high really fast. And I don't know if something was weird that day. And I think I vocalized that to Derrick the other day. I'm like, I don't know if the counter is maybe not functioning correctly. It's just not
My
that high.
theory was people just don't want to watch a video called Genital Mutilation
That's
Prank.
that was
clicking on
Derrick's
it?
response. I said that, and Derrick went, do you think maybe people just don't want to click genital mutilation prank?
I think
and I was
so.
like, well, I'll stop researching this.
Yeah, because I think, we were talking about, it's like, hey, there's going to be a lot of people who watch this who don't know who Mega64 is and think this is a real prank.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people who thought it was a real prank and didn't watch it. So.
I mean, when you tweeted it out, I thought it was a collaboration video because of the way it was written. You hit it pitch perfect. I'm
Awesome.
like, oh wow, they did like a prank video or something.
There are a
That's
couple
nuts.
comments that I saw, I think they're on Facebook, of people who clearly did not click it, that were like, well,
Can't believe
R.I.P.
you-
And sometimes people post fake stuff.
Right.
But I'm usually pretty good at seeing through it. And there was someone that was legitimately like, this really breaks my heart. Like, this is just clickbait bullshit. And I used to like you guys. And it's like, oh man, just click it.
Yeah.
I know it's
Click
hard.
it.
I know you don't want to.
There were a couple comments, people who obviously thought the prank was real. So we were a success. One guy was really offended that we would run up and hug and kiss a girl on the street when she wasn't expecting it.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love
That
that.
was a good part.
You know what's funny too? I will going back to
You should be.
when we filmed that.
Yeah.
So we went with our friend Nicole. You guys know Nicole from a lot of our videos. We went down to the beach with her, and we were like, okay, we just need one quick shot where I'm going to grab you in public, and you're kind of, okay, whatever. But we're going to do it completely not a thing. You don't have to, we don't have to make a big scene, and we're going to make it clear to everyone. We're not hiding the camera or anything like that. It's clear that we're just messing around so that no one thinks there's a serious abduction or anything like that. And it's so funny because even doing it all so overtly and deliberately and showing everyone our gear and whatever, I still felt like when I did that, there were still like 2 or 3 people.
Well, yeah.
It's like, oh man, this is, it was
don't
like,
do that.
I just thought, we made it so clear, it'll be fine. And it's like, I still felt horrible in the moment. And I don't see how any of these people can do that. That kind of stunt for real. That I felt so evil, and it's like, but
you know what?
It was nothing. We were just.
But there's guys out
those people
that try to kiss girls.
You know what?
As a stunt.
I don't believe that's real.
Anything for the
I think that's all bullshit. They put an ad on Craigslist. They got these actresses. No, I really think it's all
I don't even think it's that. I think it's some friends from college.
I think it's a lot of it's bullshit. I watched this one video recently of a guy being called out. He had a huge viral video about a guy, like a blind guy, going out on the street asking for a change for a 20, but he handed them a 50. And then they would give him the change for the 20 and then take the, it's like honesty prank or whatever. And so, or honesty bit. Prank. So basically, honesty prank. But,
Real
so it was like an Inside Edition interview with the guy because he had like 13 million views and it was a big deal in Australia. And it turned out that all the actors who were blurred out for the sake of the video were all actors he got on Craigslist. And like we're all fucking pissed because like we thought he was doing some movie. He didn't tell us what we were doing. We were just fucking around. And so now like, anyways, a lot of that shit's fake. It's all fake.
If you're making a lot of money on
we're
YouTube,
real.
you can afford to hire a bunch of fucking your friends to act for you for almost nothing.
So anyway, so that was extremely weird experience.
We keep it real.
Something that was that also came up in putting out this video is something that I think has become. I always like to share, my thoughts or my insight into different types of things that maybe isn't clear on the surface. And what has really become my least favorite form of feedback is when, and I don't think this applies to anybody watching this right now, but it's kind of more general.
You guys are safe.
Yeah, no, more general thing is when we get I'm sure people watching this have seen this too. When you get that kind of comment that's like someone mad they're not like in on a joke, like, what? I can't enjoy this video. What is this a parody of? Someone tell me what this is a parody of. What? And, and this video was, a parody of the general type of video, that we were talking about. But then there's videos that we do that are just silly for the sake of silly and they don't have anything to do with anything. And I'll still see 1 or 2 of those in there. Someone tell me what this is a parody of. And then someone will say, I think it's supposed to be this. Okay, finally, thank you. Now I like the video. And it's like, man, we really try hard to make these videos stand on their own. And I think this video doesn't need an attachment, even though we're talking about what inspired us to do it. I don't think it needs you to see anything else to enjoy it. And I think, that intro really sets it up well. Look at these horrible pranks this guy does. They're not funny. He's going to do another one. And I think that's all you need to see. And so I'm a big firm believer in it could stand on its own.
But I think, I mean, to be honest, this video did draw pretty closely from a specific video that came out recently that was a big hit.
Sure.
And if you look in the comments, a lot of people are familiar with that one. And you could track it down if you really want to see the original. But I agree with Rocco. I don't think you need to see the original to enjoy this video.
Yeah,
I think those comments, though, come from, I think our sense of humor, it comes from the fact that our sense of humor is a little bit dry, and I think it's a little bit funnier when you walk the line of, is this something that's really happening? Is this a joke? It's the kind of humor where you have to know, like, these guys are definitely joking, and it kind of makes you laugh. But if you have to ask that question, I could see how people would get confused.
Yeah, so and so I was gonna say too, I'm not complaining because I understand why that is. A lot of the things that we do in Mega64, there are a lot of fake hairs on me.
I just been watching it the whole show.
But I think I'm not complaining at all or really blaming those people at all because a lot of what we inherently do as Mega64, we have so many inside jokes and You know what I mean? Amongst us, you know, the second somebody says, "Is she nice?" there's a ton of people who know what that joke is.
Yeah.
And we don't explain that, and we don't whatever. So, I mean, we've essentially raised a ton of people watching the videos to think that way and go, "Oh, this is something." But then there's videos that we put out, and the perfect example I always think of is when we did our video FERP. Solving the PS3 network. People, what do you think? So many people were like, "What is this guy parodying? Who is he parodying?" And it's like, "Oh man, it's just a silly video," you know. So I'm just vocalizing thoughts.
Yeah,
I'm not really complaining. I don't blame anybody.
I think people don't realize how much like stuff influences comedy, and people who constantly have to put stuff out take a lot of references from things that you may not realize. For example, I was just reading this article recently, and it was all these moments in The Simpsons that were taken from like real photographs from the 70s that they had recreated. And it was a really interesting article because I had never realized it as a kid watching The Simpsons that they were making fun of so much stuff. But yeah, there would just be little scenes where it's like they go to a music festival and the way it's drawn is like the cover of the Woodstock album.
Cover,
Yeah, or like there's a famous photo of all these people fleeing Saigon, and there's a scene in The Simpsons where everybody has to like get out of a mall, and it's a recreation of that photo.
Yeah.
And it's just funny sometimes to reference real stuff and put it into your silly, stupid video.
Sure.
Even if people don't always get the reference, it just makes the video funny.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I could point to one of my favorite bits in South Park was after everything goes wrong at the Blockbuster, and it's Randy going down aisles with a sledgehammer, and it's shot just like The Shining. Yeah. And I watched it knowing, I love that they did that. But if you haven't seen The Shining, that scene's still funny. He's still like lumbering around like an idiot. So anyway, whatever. I'm just vocalizing my thoughts on that. But like I said, I don't hold it against anybody because I get that.
Yeah. I think it's cool though when people do that, because like The Shining has all these emotions, and the way it's shot makes you feel it. The Shining is a movie about a person going crazy. Yeah. And so when you take a scene from The Shining and put it into a thing like South Park, then it just makes it all the more like his dad's going crazy in Blockbuster. It's
a comedic
it's richer.
Layer. Yeah.
The best line in the video is "I snatch kisses" and vice versa.
Yeah,
by far.
And that's something taken out of reality too.
Yeah, didn't we see that on a shirt or something?
Yeah, it comes from like old Harley Davidson shirts and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's that, and then a guy like a motorcycle shirt, and on the back it says, "If you can read this,
the bitch fell off." Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
It's like that kind of shirt.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And you told me about it years and years ago. And it's funny because then when we recorded this, Eric was like, "All right, I want to do this, but I can't think of what to say." And it was like, I almost in a moment of like, Eric, duh. I was like, I snatch kisses and vice versa. You have to say
It's always been something we associate with Eric in our group. Just, I think you told us about it or something.
Just the meh. I
didn't realize that you actually made a Vine account and then a fake Twitter.
We made all that stuff.
I was like, oh wow, it's all really there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you dig a little deeper on that video and look those
that's all
fake Twitters up.
Hey, you know what? Rocco and I had it was so fun to make those accounts and then to follow people. Like, who are we gonna follow?
Who would this guy follow?
That was like the most fun.
Wow, this gets meta.
Guy Fieri.
Oh yeah, we went like
barbecue shark
deep into it.
Damn.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
I think we should announce next week the special event that's happening right here. In this very spot before your very eyes.
Dude.
Christmas Cast 2015.
Holy shit.
1 week from tonight.
Yeah.
Is Christmas Cast.
Mark your calendars. Get it off of work.
Get your appetites ready.
6 p.m. Pacific. We're doing it, and it's gonna be a real holiday.
Do you guys know what you're gonna do?
I figured it out. Yeah,
really?
I've got it.
I don't know yet.
You don't know? I know what I'm gonna do. It's a surprise.
I've boiled it down to a few, and it basically comes down to what will be secured this week.
I'm gonna be bringing in an original recipe. It's a meal no one has ever consumed before in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Have you consumed it before?
No, I haven't.
It's an interesting
wow.
It's going to be the first time anybody's had this delicacy, and it will be recorded live on the Christmas Cast.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm really excited.
You're going to eat a lot of it.
Oh, there's going to be a lot. You can have some if you want.
I'd love to try
I'll bring enough for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Because the fun part of the Christmas Cast has always been the voluminous amount of food. But
we were talking about last year's Christmas Cast, and it's like, I had a plate of ribs, and what did you eat?
I had mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like good food. A lot of it.
Yeah, it just came off like we're all having a nice meal.
Yeah, but where was the spectacle of it all?
Yeah, we got to get some
tried
spectacle
to make
back.
it gross to other people because I like take Vienna sausages for example.
Yeah.
I like them, but they gross
Oh,
normal
fuck, yeah.
motherfuckers out.
In quantity, it's terrifying.
So eating 30 of them in a row was just I thought really good for
was
the
that what you did last year?
No, that was a few years ago. I don't remember what I did last year.
Can I
Well,
have those eggs?
Kevin, I was gonna say
Kevin
the
always
only,
brings
the only
out
gross
games.
out factor we really had last year was Kevin's
Dragon
eggs.
eggs.
Fuck
So-
those.
and
Big
and I
hooks.
still can remember every detail of the taste and the texture.
Yeah, they were
Are
delicious.
you? Do you know what you're
I
doing this
regret
year?
eating those.
Kevin?
I have a couple ideas.
Is it
Yeah,
worse than the
hey,
egg?
Kevin ran an idea
No
past me.
way.
He
No
ran.
way.
He didn't say anything, but he just kind of
He
smiled and
ran
nodded
one
his
idea
head.
past me, and I just thought, this is the worst and best thing I've ever heard. And I'm scared.
I know of someone else bringing some pretty dark shit too, and I'm not happy about
Wow.
Dark shit.
Dark
say.
shit.
Well, mine's not gonna be dark shit,
it. Yeah.
Dark shit means that animal's gonna die.
Well, that's the thing.
what
I'm
that means.
interested.
Hey.
or like diarrhea in a bowl.
We've always done one thing. Like you've done butter, you've done wine. Like it's one thing. You're making a meal together with multiple ingredients. I'm very interested in this. I think as advanced as I've got was like tuna and mayonnaise.
Well,
Yeah.
that's normal though.
Imagine Dr. Frankenstein
Yeah.
Oh, this is
got a double down sandwich and poured the Ninja Turtle ooze all over it.
Oh, man.
Then hoisted it up to the top of his castle and let lightning strike it for 100 years. Jesus. And when he brought it back down, that's the dish I'm going to be bringing in the Christmas cast.
I don't know what I'm gonna
One
do.
from the vaults.
Yeah. Mine last year was 35 packs of oatmeal, which is funny in the thought. And it was funny to make and bring, but I'm so busy walking around filming everything that I didn't have time. So I gotta figure something out to eat quick and then go back into filming. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Get drunk
I think
again.
you know. what
People
you have to
say they'll start a GoFundMe for the wine, and I don't think that would even do it. I'll do a lot for money, but that was.
They just want to see
Yeah.
you drunk.
do. You see
Fucked up
that
son.
big check.
You
tell
know what?
Me if you
Honestly,
can't do
it probably was a lot. But no, I'm not gonna do it.
Hey,
I'm not gonna do it.
The people just heard it.
I think you should
We
smoke.
all
Everyone
I
has
think you
their
should
price.
smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Everyone has their price. Yeah,
Sean
whole
has
pack.
never smoked a
Yeah.
cigarette in his
20,
life.
Hey,
20
one.
cigarettes.
We were joking around earlier about we made a joke about the cigarette thing, and then I made a joke you should eat a pack of cigarettes. But then I thought about it. Would you get serious nicotine addiction eating a cigarette?
No.
You wouldn't
I
because
think you'd shoot
I don't
yourself
think
before
you'd
your
get
body absorbed
addicted.
it.
I think you'd get sick, but I don't think you'd get addicted.
you don't think you'd need nicotine.
I think
No.
addiction. I think addiction is more of something that develops over time. So one,
Sure,
if you
but it
just-
wouldn't be stronger
if you
eating
just
them than
ate a
smoking?
bunch of cigarettes at once, you would probably be less inclined to smoke than a person who never did that.
Yeah, it might be also kind of watered down by the other things in it.
Those
versus-
filters coming
yeah.
out might clear your system, though. I could just blast the colon
Yeah.
Right up.
as clean as a whistle.
Fibrous.
Either that or you'll be constipated.
Yeah.
So you can do a whole vape.
A vape.
Ooh, vape.
Do
though.
a-
Do
eat a
a whole
vape.
e-tank.
I'll eat a vape. I can go
Pass
pen.
out. Yeah, that way you
Drink
can walk
vape
around with
juice.
it.
Yeah.
Someone should drink vape juice.
Oh no.
And die.
Oh.
I think legally you need to add "and die" to the end of that
That's
sentence.
the newest
Yeah.
Goosebumps. They brought Goosebumps back. Drink, vape, and die.
Drink vape
Vape
juice.
and die.
Sounds
To
good.
choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought
Do it or
one
don't.
puff of cigarette to be addicted. I was super scared of that.
Well, that's what the DARE program taught
yeah,
us.
it taught me that.
Drink it,
So when
smoke
we
it,
filmed that video, I was
One
like,
puff and you're addicted. You're
yeah,
hooked.
thank God that one cigarette for that video, I did not get addicted.
Also, I want to say we've gone into production on one of the year's greatest videos. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But stay tuned.
The Haunted Wii 2.
Oh, it's
The Christmas Wii.
It's
Haunted
good.
Wii U.
It's
The
good.
Jolly
Oh,
Wii.
rhymed too.
God, it wrote itself.
We were
Wow.
just filming it
Damn.
this week, and you're going to be happy.
Yeah. Hey, I want to talk actually real quick. This is a little venting about video games. That's okay.
Uh-oh.
Really quick. Nintendo and Skylanders teamed up, and this is a dumb thing that most people don't care about. But Skylanders is this huge franchise, and they made these amiibos
Yep.
that you can. That it's amiibo or a Skylander. It's Bowser or Donkey Kong or whatever.
Yeah.
They do not sell these amiibos separately ever at all. You have to buy the bundled deal,
Yeah.
which is weird. But I guess
Yeah.
you need the game for it. Whatever. I need the Wii U version. They only sell Donkey Kong with the Wii U version. So in order for me to get the Bowser one, which is what my kid wants, I have to buy a $70 game just to get the fucking amiibo out of it.
Yeah.
This is the worst plan.
No, it's the
No,
best
that's actually
It's the best
very
plan.
clever
Fuck
plan.
Sean,
You!
you're about to spend
Hey,
$70.
honestly,
not going
on
to.
that note, I'm like 4 or 5 corporations screwing me over from just accepting the fact that we live in hell. Like, this is an alternate dimension, and life is not supposed to be enjoyable. It just sucks. I went to.
I don't think things are that bad.
No.
But
Hear me out. I went to a coffee shop. Well, I went to Starbucks. I'll just admit it today, and I got a coffee cup of my iced coffee. For the past 3 years, it's cost $2.95. Now suddenly it's $3.25. And I just asked him. I was like, "Was there a price increase on this?" And the girl just kind of looked around and went, "Yeah, hey, that's Starbucks for you." And I just felt like it's a sad day when the person behind the counter just kind of expects me to accept that, like, yeah, we're just going to charge you more money. You're not getting anything more, and welcome to your life. Everything's
she's like 17. I don't think she gives a fuck.
It's just going to cost more money. Yeah. It's the same thing you're describing. It's like they could sell it separately and make your life easy, but they're not going to.
They're not going to.
And the hardcore?
The version, I mean, everyone wants Bowser. Who the fuck wants Donkey Kong? No one. They put their best-selling system. Everyone has a Wii U. For the 3DS, I can get the Bowser. Oh, fuck that. What are we doing here?
Do they cross?
We're doing
funny.
exactly what will make the hardcore buy both.
I had a thought about this kind of conversation earlier in the week, and I feel like video games weren't always like this. There was a time,
there wasn't money in it.
Dreamcast era, GameCube era, PlayStation 2, where there was kind of this dedication to really giving you everything you wanted, and there was no bullshit about it. But somewhere along the line, like a switch got flipped, and it seemed that people giving you video games no longer wanted to give you everything you want and make you really happy and fulfill all your desires.
They want to hook you.
Yeah, instead they just kind of want to like
dribble
bait
out the
you
DLC.
and like kind of just drag you along and string you along.
Season pass, baby.
Yeah, and they keep like just not giving you what you want.
Yeah.
And it really seems like it wasn't always this way. And I was like, when did that change happen? Was it like Xbox 360 era, like in the middle of that kind of console?
I definitely think it was in that era, the PS3 360
What
era.
do you think, Rocco? Because you're like, I feel one of like maybe the most hardcore gamer.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, no, it was in that era. I mean, I think you started to see a little bit of DLC show up in like the original Xbox.
Yeah,
but not. That was like, whoa, a rare thing.
Actually, thinking about it, I think it was like Rock Band and Guitar Hero that kind of blew this wide open. Well, when those games came out, I feel like that was the first game where it was like super acceptable to just like, yeah, there's gonna be a shit ton of DLC for this, but that's how the game is gonna work. Like people just kind of went into it knowing like, yeah, this game requires a lot of DLC to play.
Well, yeah, you don't have to play it that way.
I'm not saying that was the game that started ripping you off.
Yeah,
but I feel like that was the kind of game that made it okay for...
No, it was Oblivion. It was definitely Oblivion.
Oblivion
came out...
I never played Oblivion.
I remember this.
But that was... Yeah, that's legendary. When that came out, it was... What? You want your horse to be a different color? $1. When that happened, people went, what is this? What is going on? Even though, again, you didn't have to do it, whatever. But everyone took notice of that. It was like, wait, so a new costume for
Oblivion. Was that original Xbox?
That was 360.
That was 360.
Yeah, it's definitely during that era.
But I think a reason for all of this happening was video games became the thing that outsold the movie industry around that time.
Yeah.
And it got on corporations' minds to, hey, we should maybe look a little deeper into this product. It's generating more money than the motion picture industry now. What is this video games thing? How can we get some more money out of it?
Yeah.
But it seemed to be like, how can we get some more money without giving them more of a game?
Oh, or in some point, far less of a game.
Yeah. It's just, and I wonder if it will ever swing back the other way. I wonder if they'll ever hit a point where people are like,
if you like indie,
in mass, the whole video game culture is like, no more DLC, just not buying it.
Yeah.
I think where it is right now, the biggest titles are all played by 14-year-olds. You're talking like your Call of Duties and your Minecraft and stuff like that. Their pockets are limitless because it's allowance.
Pockets
it's their parents' pockets. They don't have any overhead.
Bills,
So it's like, the hardcore gamers could put their foot down, but there's still going to be Legion out there that's playing Madden.
Then it has to be on the parents to say,
Mom and Dad, no.
You're not playing this game.
Yeah.
We're taking a political stand.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's never going to happen.
No.
Shit.
And
dude, we're
back
fucked.
to the Nintendo thing really quick. Nintendo, everyone I know Nintendo, I'm sure you didn't decide this, but some fucker out there did.
Someone in their marketing room did.
Why can't there be both versions for the system? Like, why couldn't they do that? They have to exclude only Donkey Kong for the Wii U. Like, why can't you have both? Like, what you do that just because you just knew they knew they're gonna fuck all.
Because they want you to
It's a
buy
fucked
both.
up world we live in.
It's not fucked up in their eyes though because they want to make more money.
Yeah, but you can buy those things on eBay for $50 for that figure, and it's like this is so dumb. It's all dumb. I just hate this shit.
So there you go. The world we live in is hell.
It is.
Starbucks is 30 cents more in game DLC.
Yeah.
We live in hell.
You know what? You act like it's not a big deal, but it's a slippery slope, my friend.
I know.
It's 30 cents today.
Yeah.
It's 30 cents tomorrow.
Did you read?
Where does it end?
Yeah.
Santa Claus needs to get the fucking Bowser amiibo. He knows what the fuck he's gonna do right now.
Hey,
That's all I'm saying.
Did you? There was a great article. I'm sure someone will link to it. There was an article, an interview with the guy who made Pirate Bay. And I don't know if you saw that, but it just came out a couple days ago on that site, on Motherboard is the name of the site.
Yeah, it's a good site.
And it was an interview with him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we've lost the battle for free internet has been lost. We've completely lost." And he's like, "Wow, you don't seem very positive about this. What is it?" And he's like, but he kind of mentioned what you were saying. He's like, we've given up so many little things. We've gone, oh, Facebook wants this from me. Well, whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, this and this. Oh, whatever. And he's like, and it's just caused all these little things to happen that we've just given up, and we go, well, it'll be okay. Well, it'll work itself out. Well, someone will do this. Well, they're not going to do that. Well, this is the, and he's like, and meanwhile, they're finally bringing the internet to like these parts of like Africa and places that never had it before.
Yeah.
And Facebook is paying to do it. And it's like, oh, how good of them. Oh, bravo. Let's let Facebook in because it's Facebook. I'm sure they'll do a good job. And he's like, and if you go there, you can connect to Facebook easily and not other things. And it's in their interest and it's in their,
it's just gathering information on those individual
all these
people.
other little things. He's like, we've said, sure, to so many little things that it's
it all
amounted
adds
to
up.
that we've lost and we can't win, and that's it. And it sounds a little more negative than it is.
Yeah.
He goes into much more detail where it's interesting, and he does have an optimistic outlook on. He's like, we need this to affect people's jobs a little bit more before real change happens, but right now it sucks. Like he talks about how to get through it and what's going to happen, whatever. It's a really interesting article if you look that up on Motherboard.
I think
it's not just someone being negative and ragging on stuff.
Free internet
it's
was
really
lost when we accepted mid-roll ads. In the middle of a video, your video stops, so they force you to watch.
Argue pre-roll.
You know what? Pre-roll was a huge battle that we lost in and of itself.
Yeah.
But mid-roll ads is when the internet ceased to be.
Here's where I stood with that whole thing. When pre-rolls, when I got them before, ABC would let you watch an episode of Lost on their website. Oh, there's a pre-roll. Well, hey, I'm getting an hour-long TV show here. I don't mind. Show me a commercial.
Yeah.
And then a mid-roll on that. Hey, so I'm getting an hour-long TV show. And they got to pay for it. I had no problem with that. But then once it was on a short, it was like, wait, why does a 2-minute short have a pre-roll? Mm-hmm. Wait, what? It's like a commercial break on a show makes sense. I still am fine with
45 minutes
that.
or longer, I give you.
Yeah, I don't care. But then it was like, oh, now it's on
As
shorts.
much, honestly,
like,
as much as I fucking hated Rick-rolling, I wish somebody could Rick-roll me today.
And they can't.
But they can't. Because
Yeah.
if you link me to a video, I'm going to get a fucking McDonald's commercial.
We
What's
almost
the joke?
did a video about that.
We did.
At
We
one
talked
point,
about that.
there was a concept for a video we were going to do where people try to rickroll each other, and it's a pre. It's that fucking Nebraska pre-roll.
Doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. It's like,
And by the way, speaking of pre-rolls, they've hit maximum bullshittiness today. I saw a Star Wars pre-roll.
Oh.
Who doesn't know about Star Wars
Wait,
at
what?
At this point?
Wait,
if
is there a new one?
I'm on YouTube, like, do you think I don't know what Star Wars is or like when it's coming out?
Unfortunately.
I know I made a video about
What a
all the
waste of money.
merchandise for Star Wars, but I saw something, I think it was on Reddit today, honestly, but it was saying how Star Wars went too far, and it's those cutie oranges, and it was for Star Wars, and then the BB9 or whatever that thing is.
BB-8.
BB-8. All
Oranges.
over it. It's like,
Tangerines.
tangerines. It's like,
What the fuck?
wow, you guys, whoa. I feel like Disney already made their money back. I feel like they paid for Star Wars, how many billions
the movies
They will buy a
haven't
week
come
from
out.
now.
The movie hasn't come out yet, they already made their money back.
They must know though, like if you just fucking shove it down the people's throats so hard, what? We were already going to see Star Wars because we're hardcore nerds or whatever.
Right.
I mean,
It's not hard. You don't need to be a hardcore
Well,
nerd.
you used-
Everybody on Earth is going to see
no,
Star
but
Wars.
here's the thing. I mean, we watched Star Wars in high school. A lot of people didn't. Like we watched this show this movie from the 70s and 80s and like all fell in love with it and we're like arguably like nerdy kids about it. Like we played video games, we watched sci-fi. It's different now because Big Bang Theory's on television and everyone's parents think that's what you are. If you're sitting at home, your parents think you're Sheldon. So enjoy that. But this is the hell that we're living in. But now it's like Comic-Con culture and it's all fucking acceptable and that's fine, whatever. It's very popular. Star Wars is very popular and it's going to go be seen by everyone. But like the amount of advertising that feels so unnecessary.
Anything like it.
What? But they must know something we don't.
I know. I have an explanation for it.
What?
We live in hell. Life sucks. It's not getting better. It's going.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No way. And let me remind you, I'm being a positive person from starting last week moving forward.
I'm taking what you're saying and I'm changing it a little bit from my own perspective.
Okay.
I think the media and companies and stuff are worse, but life is not getting worse.
No,
That's true. All right, fair enough.
But that's such a big part of our lives.
When your life
that might as well
is
be.
It really makes Sequencer Race very, very
Poignant.
Yeah, very poignant.
It's like a work of art.
There you go.
You finally deserve that Pulitzer you won all those years
Yeah,
ago.
I finally earned it.
So
Before I didn't. Before I just kind of took it, but now I've earned it.
we have a lot of cool stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we should
and
say
we're
real
running
quick.
low, so you gotta hurry up.
Speaking of massive corporations, I want to say thank you to Kickapoo.
No, these guys are indie.
These guys are indie, to be fair.
They are.
Kickapoo.
It ain't no
Kickapoo
Coke.
Joy Juice is a soda that tastes like you're drinking from God's seed.
Do you know that Disney offered
Could've worded that
Kickapoo
better.
a Star Wars can, and they said no. They turned it down and said we're too indie for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
It's
good
not
on
gonna
them.
work.
Good on you.
Good
kid.
on
you,
them.
Kickapoo.
Yeah.
God's
So
If you're not indie, fuck you.
they fought it off. They
Yeah.
wanted to do a Darth Vader black can, and they went
We had a
deuces.
Cyber Monday can.
Anyway, yeah, so Kickapoo Joy Juice, drink one today. Go to drinkkickapoo.com and order yourself a case. You can also go on Amazon if they're in stock. They've been selling out, so I can't guarantee you'll even get that.
Nice.
So you better get on it now.
But the size is perfect for a stocking stuffer.
Yeah, you could throw that in a stocking. They're gonna, your
it up
family's
your
gonna
ass,
love
too.
you. You fill their stockings with soda.
That would be great.
Open it first. Dump it right in.
Which one?
So anyway, or follow them on Twitter, at Drink Kickapoo, and you'll get all kinds of updates. Where can you drink this delicious soft drink? Where can you find it? Where can you have a sip? They're going to tell you. So order that.
Get a
Also, another sponsor, LootCrate.com. You talk about the best of nerd culture. You're going to want every fucking Doctor Who shirt from that site.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I heard next week there's gonna be BB-890 merchandise in there.
BB-890 is going to be in the box.
There's
He's
gonna be a can for you to just smash into your head.
The box is going to open up and he's going to go, gonna eat pizza, gonna eat pizza,
BB bobblehead.
gonna drink
All right.
soda.
Look, we're joking, but go fucking Loot Crate. Do it.
No, I'm
Do it.
kidding
Yeah.
around. LootCrate.com has been a great sponsor. Go to LootCrate.com/Mega64.
Is that where
You know what? Hey,
Yeah.
no bullshit. I want to give props to Loot Crate. We've met them at many conventions. We've brought up the fact that we talk so much shit in our promotions for Loot
Yeah,
Crate. We're
yeah.
like, hey, you must hate us because we just don't take it serious. We talk a lot. We say a lot of bad things.
It's gonna be guns in there, heroin.
They gave us carte blanche. They said, hey, say whatever you want.
Yeah, they're
we
cool
don't.
guys.
We don't
Well,
care.
not whatever we want. It doesn't give you cancer.
Yeah.
The
Well,
crate.
Hey,
Don't say
hey,
that.
If I want to say it, they'd be cool with it.
Well,
So,
maybe.
But anyway, Loot Crate, well, like I said before,
They're cool guys.
There's things we make fun of, but there's always, it's like, for the price that you get every month, there's always one thing in it
Yeah,
that
at
is
least.
worth that price.
You know what?
Even if you don't like the rest of it, there's one thing that's worth
We
it.
make a lot of jokes, but I got a lot of Loot Crate stuff like
Yeah.
hanging around my house. I got the
Oh, dude.
Pollos Hermanos cooking apron in my kitchen.
Yeah, I have the Terminator skull on my desk. I use a mug that they
I've got
give us.
the
Yeah,
glow in
always
the
do.
dark Groot figure
And
on
you know
my
what?
desk.
Does Ghostbusters Filmation?
Doctor Who
Yeah.
isn't for me, but my brother likes it. So here you go, Luke. Here's a Doctor Who thing.
Give him a
Exactly.
sonic screwdriver.
So,
now,
yeah.
now I'm your friend.
I got
Check
that
that
Batman
out.
Bizarro pop figure.
Yeah.
the Joker
Yeah.
Batman.
So anyways,
I like getting stuff in the mail too.
So there you go. If you like that, go to lootcrate.com/Mega64 and sign up, and you get a good deal, and you get it every month.
It feels like a present.
Exactly.
It is an open
I
present
want to
to play
talk
with
real
some
quick
toys.
too about we were. Do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, sure. This company
Reached
sent
out
us.
to us.
Yeah, they reached out to us. They sent us one of their smartphones. The company's called Alcatel, and the phone is the Idol 3. We've had a chance to play around with this, and it's pretty cool. They wanted to show us off. We'll do an unboxing here
my God.
right now. Check that
Kevin,
out.
zoom in on that.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god,
Don't throw it.
that was almost the
slick.
funniest plug.
Jesus.
It's slick.
It's a slick
If
phone.
I just smash this on camera.
Remember when they would call electronics sexy?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
sexy.
that's
This is pretty
sexy.
sexy.
That was happening for a while.
You know what?
Sleek and sexy.
I have what do I have? I have the Samsung. I have a different Android phone from a few years ago. It's heavier than this phone, I noticed. And I was playing around with this at my house, and it's pretty cool. You know, it's not that expensive. It's cheaper than an iPhone or the other things out there, and it's a smartphone. It does everything all the other ones do.
Does it run
Yeah.
Android?
It does. It runs on the Android system, and the one I have at my house, actually what I was doing, because I already have a cell phone, you know. So I got a Google number on this, and I have it in my house, and I kind of been using it as like a house line, just lying around like an alternate number,
Oh, yeah.
and you know, I could check Facebook on it and use all the apps, and I still get service wherever there's an internet Wi-Fi connection, because I don't want to, you know, put a SIM card in this and get a carrier service. You can, but that's just not what I've been doing.
Gotcha.
But playing around with it in my house, I think it's fun. It's cool. If I didn't already have a cell phone, you know, I'd be very happy to
Well,
have
I
this.
do have a cell phone, and I'm thinking about switching over. So
You have an older iPhone.
no, I don't. I have the 6, and
And it looks like someone beat the shit out of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
someone
Do you
did.
let your kids play with your phone? You
Uh,
kind of have to.
yeah, but this was an accident. I was holding. This wouldn't happen in this one,
Eric
by the way.
says you don't have to.
No, but I was holding the baby and then trying to figure out where I was going, like on my phone, and then she just it fell and
Yucca, pucka.
then broke. So if I would have had one of these, it probably wouldn't have happened. But I have the shitty iPhone, so Apple.
Wow.
Thanks a lot.
Anyways,
Make a better phone like this.
they sent us these phones.
Yeah, they didn't pay us. They said,
Yeah.
"Do you want some phones?" I said, "Okay."
So cool. Thank you.
That's a nice looking phone.
Yeah. Anyways,
So thank you. I think you can get those phones at alcatel1touch.us. And the person who sent me these is actually someone I knew from a long time ago.
what?
And she asked if I would give a shout out to Adventure Hellman Jack.
And you said no?
This
her
is
son-
the weirdest
because
plug.
her son would enjoy that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Adventure
So I
Hellman
said
Jack.
I would do that.
All right.
Hellman
Adventure
Jack.
Hellman.
We are in
It's like
hell.
Shotgun Tom
we
Kelly.
are in
Hell,
hell.
man, Jack. Let's
I've been what?
talk about video games.
Okay, yeah. There's video. We should talk. I was gonna skip video games, but
Really?
Well, I want
skip
to.
'em.
Hey, I
Oh,
want to
no.
talk
Skip
about.
'em.
I want to talk about another stupid corporation thing really quick, and it's 2 seconds.
all right. I love this topic.
Alcatel,
There you
sorry.
go. Just real fast. Pepsi did a promotion for Back to the Future,
Oh, yeah.
and they put out, "We're going to sell the Pepsi from Back to the Future." And then they put them up. Oh, we made like 1,000 of them.
And they're
oh,
how
they're
much
gone.
for that one thing of Pepsi? $20 for a bottle of Pepsi.
Gone in 2 seconds.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Gone in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Just sell them in stores. Oh, we're gonna sell them again. Both times they tried to put this Pepsi on sale. Reddit people found the link early and they were gone before the promotion happened.
Free internet's
So
over.
that was that. So then they announced this week, Crystal Pepsi is coming back. It has been announced. Crystal Pepsi is returning. Okay.
Yeah.
So enter this contest and you could be one of however many thousand people to get a case of Crystal Pepsi.
1,000 people.
No thanks.
Just sell this shit in stores.
Well, they're going
I
to.
don't
You hear that?
understand. Are they going to?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Like summer next year.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it
well,
now.
no, that's
Very
fine.
timely.
That's
no,
fine,
I
but
don't. Hey,
let's do it now.
I don't understand the contests or the promotions when it's and if you go to their website, they're selling tons of merchandise for all those products. There are
Really?
10,000 different products for the Back to the Future soda.
Really?
Pepsi Perfect shirt, Pepsi Perfect Ottoman, Pepsi Perfect everything, but not the drink. Oh, we only made a couple thousand of those. Just put them in every store and sell them.
You know what's funny
That's-
is if that promotion would have been handled better and it wasn't a clusterfuck, I probably would want a Pepsi Perfect shirt. Because that's a cool thing. Like, that's a
Yeah.
cool part for the movie.
They have a hoodie of it that looks so painfully like 80s.
That's-
It looks shitty, but like in a charming way.
Yeah.
And I would have wanted that.
But now,
had they not fucked any of
now I
this
just
up.
kind of feel mad about it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you fuck $20 for a bottle of soda.
Anyway,
Fuck you.
I just wanted to point that out. Well, to be fair, with the soda, it was in like a fancy case and things like that.
Yeah.
There was more to it than just here's a bottle of
But-
whatever.
Yeah, you get a
But-
case of
but
fancy
still,
soda for your shelf.
$20
It was a display and all that stuff.
for
But
soda.
it was still, yeah, whatever. To be fair, in the movie, he gives them a $50 to buy it. So you're still
You
getting,
know what? You do have a
you're getting
point.
a good
all right,
deal.
all right.
You're getting a good deal.
Flip me around.
We are in
Okay,
hell.
$50.
We are in hell. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Just anyway, games. We want to talk about games.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You were playing something you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Cities Skylines on the PC. I really enjoy it. It's like a better SimCity. So I like it, that kind of game. I enjoy simulation games, management games. I find them very relaxing. So when I need to de-stress, I like build my city a little bit. I am loving Cities Skylines. Check it out if you want a city management simulator. That's all I've been playing all week, bro. My city's so big. You wish you lived there. It's called Sextown.
No way.
Sextown, and
Nice.
then in parentheses, on drugs.
Whoa.
So, you know, everybody there is having a good time.
Sounds
Hell
like a
yeah.
Van Halen song.
Sextown on drugs. So, that's the game I've been playing.
Zippity bop.
I was just gonna say, a bunch of stuff. You know, it really sucks because like, so many things came out at the same time. I don't understand when it all comes out in fall. It's like, oh my gosh, I only have so much time to spend on this stuff. But also too, like, I know games get lost. It always blows my mind that they release all these games at the same time because like, Rise of the Tomb Raider came out. That's what the new one is called, right? Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox One, and it came out the same day as Fallout. Well, yeah, it's lost now. Like it got lost in the shuffle, and I'm hearing sales aren't that good. It's just like, man. And for me personally, a few games I was looking forward to a lot came out at the same time. And I was just going to say those real quick. They released Yakuza 5, finally came out on the PS3. I've been waiting for a port of that to the US for so long. And they
PS3?
finally, on PS3.
Yeah.
Didn't even come to PS4.
No.
Nope, it's a PS3 game.
Stupid.
It's taken that long.
Shit, I might get it.
It's an older game. Yeah. And it finally came out in the US. It's download only. There isn't even a copy of it anywhere. But man, I can't recommend it enough. It is so
Really?
robust and
You were disappointed with Yakuza 4, weren't you?
I was.
No, you were?
I couldn't get into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got through
Man,
one and a half
I was blown
characters.
away by Yakuza 4. Yakuza 4 told its story episodically where the game starts, here's the story. It was almost like, I mean, the game's not sci-fi, so I don't want to say Twilight Zone necessarily, but that same kind of story, like, where it's broken into, this is about this guy. And then it's almost like you beat that game. All right, now we're going to tell the story of this character. Okay, great. And now it was like, almost like you got 4 different games. And then at the end, they all come together. It was so cool. And it looks like 5 is kind of doing the same thing.
It's cool.
I haven't played a ton of it yet, but you're free to explore Japan. I was going into stores and literally you can pick up and flip through manga and read every page and put it down. There's a ton of different titles. You can. I've said this before about Yakuza series, but it feels like the next step of Shenmue, where it's not totally open world, but it's open. You can go through a small city, and you're in Japan and you're exploring it.
There's like
and,
open areas that are chained together.
yeah, and the story is great. It's a great crime story. I'm really loving that. So that was one. Played that
Real quick.
Yeah.
See, 4 was my first Yakuza game, and I think I just didn't connect that well with
Sure.
it. And it came at a time where there's a lot going on.
There was a lot coming out. Yeah.
But I'm gonna hold off on 5. They also announced that there's a more recent Yakuza game is finally gonna come
for
to
PS4, yeah,
Zero, right?
yeah, probably next year.
Yakuza 0 next
Yeah.
year. I think I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah, wait for that. Wait for that.
Because if you're saying this is episodic 2, where all 5 characters,
Where
are
it's the
or
story
4.
of a few characters.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks that way. Yakuza 0 is about how it all began.
And I'm
so wait for
interested.
that.
I'm interested in that, and I'm also interested on a more recent.
Yeah.
I think a recent game engine is going to lend itself better to that open world.
Sure, yeah. So yeah, if you're with being kind of limited on what you could play, I would wait.
Okay.
But I was gonna say,
Keep going.
So anyway, I also played a game that came out this week quietly. Was Devil's Third, the game created by Itagaki, the guy who made Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive, all those games. He has been working on his own game for, I think, 8 years. It was that long. There are trailers at the beginning that don't even resemble the game that it is now.
That's a passion project.
Yeah, and Nintendo swept it under the rug. It's gone from company to company as they all close down. And Nintendo finally said, we'll publish it. We'll put it on the Wii U. They swept it under the rug completely, where it came out this week, and it was at the bottom of like their newsletter. Oh, by the way, yeah, Devil's Third. Like, out of nowhere.
Wow.
And what people found out is the copies shipped were basically to meet pre-orders. And someone from GameStop told Destructoid, yeah, our website, we had about 400 copies to sell throughout
so
the
if you didn't get it,
GameStop.
so it's gone.
So that game and they're saying it's published by Nintendo. It is published by them. That may be the rarest game ever published by Nintendo.
Wow.
Commercially. You know, there's some games that might be rarer that maybe they didn't put out all the way. But
So
this game,
pick it up if you can find it.
and let me tell you, just from playing it, it's not a good game, but it is a fun game. It is like a bad Dolph Lundgren movie where the cutscenes are, what is happening? And things aren't matching up. You go into an animation to like bash a guy over your knee, and the guy doesn't make it there, so you're just doing this to nothing. And I mean, it is,
That's pretty bad.
The game is broken, the frame rate drops, but it's fun to play. It's a hybridized game where there's kind of Ninja Gaiden action mixed with you pull out a gun and it becomes a first-person shooter. It's fun to play, and I really recommend if you can find it, get it. Now, it is up on the eShop. You can download it, but in terms of finding a physical copy...
How much are those going for on eBay? Are they still, like, nothing?
It's still... No, it's normal right now.
But wait a year or two.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who are like, I'm going to wait till it's in the bargain bin. You ain't going to find it in the bargain bin. So check that out if you can, if you're in the mood for a cheesy-ass game. And then the last game was Xenoblade Chronicles X. Came out, and that was one of my most anticipated Wii U games, and I'm really disappointed. That game is not for me at all. It doesn't really correlate to the last one at all. So it's honestly, it's hard. I shouldn't even be comparing them, but you have to, because the last Xenoblade Chronicles is one of my favorite games in the past decade, and so it's hard. It's, you shouldn't compare them, but I have to. Honestly, it's so far of what I played. It's a lot of complication and not really a lot of fun. And I know that later on, I guess a lot of that goes away. But what really drove me to play the last one was the story. That was a big driving part of it. Within the first few hours of the last game, people that you love die, and things happen that motivate you to, man, shit, I gotta do this. It becomes a revenge story, and you want to explore the world. And the world is huge. Now, the world in this new one is huge. They nailed that. But man, I don't have the motivation to explore it because the story is so bogged down with technical bullshit that I just don't care. There's no one that I humanly care for. And so I'm not really motivated to play it. Not enjoying it right now. I'll play it more later, but it's at the bottom of my stack.
Does it still cut out? Because what the last one, Xenoblade Chronicles, did so well was cut out all the bullshit RPG, time wasting,
Sure.
leveling up or grinding. That was kind of removed from that RPG. Is that...
Yeah,
this
the combat is pretty much the same.
Oh, okay.
So that's good, but they bog you down with so much technical stuff that frankly it's not that fun to me. So I don't know.
Technical stuff.
Bummer.
Just in terms of explaining everything you have to do in these areas and the sci-fi world, it's all exposition rather than things you care about. I don't know. I just it's you know what? The last game was Star Wars, and this one's a little too far into Star Trek, where it's just all spaceships and not really anything interesting.
Okay.
So anyway, that's just my opinion. That's my take on it. But anyway,
Hey, I know time is up for the podcast, but just give me 10 minutes. I have like a recommendation info dump because I watched so many movies this week, was reading books, was listening to music, checking out music videos. I want to recommend a bunch of stuff to some people. You give me permission to do that?
I watched a bunch
Hell
of stuff
yeah.
too. So
Cool. All right,
when
we're
you're
gonna do an extra large episode this week. I was checking out a lot of music videos recently. I direct music videos on my personal YouTube channel. Check them out if you haven't seen them.
Derrick did a new one recently too, by the way, that I want to say was really good.
Yeah.
What was the name of
Thank
that
you.
one?
I meant to text you. I'm really sorry.
Oh.
I thought your
see it.
latest music video I thought was so incredible. Like,
Wow.
you did such a good job.
Thank you.
And
You
Eric,
guys
thank
killed
you
it,
for
man.
apologizing because you definitely needed to.
I did.
I did a music video for this band, Ray Pila, and yeah, it was an experience. I'm happy the video came out, and it's getting good reviews, so I was happy. Thank you, Eric. But I was checking out some other music videos. I want to see what the competition's like. I found a great music video by the band Tame Impala. The Less I Know, the Better. It's directed by this collective that goes by the name Canada. I've seen some of Canada's other music videos in the past. They're hit or miss. The ones that are good are really good. The ones that are bad are a little bit confusing. This is one of the best videos by them I've ever seen, so I highly recommend it. Tame Impala, The Less I Know, the Better. And I found another music video. The music videos that I work on kind of have a lot of animation, and I found a group of animators that are French that kind of remind me of the style that I would like to go for. It's cool, it's weird, it's out there. They go by the names Merzik and Marisso. They have these...
Easy to find.
They're artists, they got to be avant-garde. They have hard to pronounce names.
Yeah.
Yo, but check out the video. It's not safe for work, but check out the video G.I. Jane by the band Jackson and His Computer Band. The animation's done by these guys. It's weird but cool, and I like their style. Check them out if you like that. They got more stuff out there. Been listening to a lot of Tame Impala since I heard that, since I saw that music video. And I've been reading this book recently that I would like to recommend to people. It's called Stoned. The author is a woman. Her name is Aja Radin. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's all about like jewelry and gems. The book starts about talking about human desire and how a lot of the world is motivated by people's obsession with possessing something just because it's pretty and because there's not a lot of it.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Exactly.
No,
Devil's
Third.
Devil's Third. Right.
If something doesn't have any value, people will put value into it if it's pretty, if it looks pretty, and if there's not a lot of it. Mm-hmm. And then the book goes on to talk about 5 times in history, human history, where the course of history was altered because of jewels. And it's a really interesting book. And if we had more time, I would go into some anecdotes from the book, but I highly recommend it. Check it out.
You have more time. He's giving you. You got another 20,
Sean looks like he's
30
enjoying
minutes.
it.
I'm almost done. What were you going to say?
No.
You got the thumbs up. You're good.
It's a good book. And then
smile on his face.
I saw a shit ton of movies this week. I saw Krampus in theaters.
It's out?
It's out.
I want to go see that. Hell yeah.
I didn't like it.
Oh, no.
You don't say.
I won't go into the story, but it's supposed to be a horror comedy mix. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was scary. So
There you go.
So,
maybe pick one. No.
yeah,
That's a great review.
that's my review.
It just didn't do anything.
Set out to do so much, didn't
It's
achieve
an
any.
unfunny horror comedy that's not.
Yeah, I thought
Was
it
it
was
a good Christmas movie?
no.
Oh, all 3 miss! Swing and a miss.
I thought it was gonna be rated R. I was disappointed to find out it was rated PG-13.
Oh, I thought-
and I'm pretty sure I was the oldest person in the movie theater.
Okay.
But yeah, it started off. I had high hopes when it started off. The opening scene is like, it's the most wonderful time of the year. That song over Black Friday riot footage. So I was like, okay,
Nice.
all right, let's see where this is going. That was the high point of the movie for me. I saw a documentary on Netflix about H.R. Giger, Hans-Rudy Giger.
Yeah, I almost watched that.
Very interesting. Everybody's familiar with H.R. Giger, but you get to kind of find out about his personal history, which I don't think anybody's familiar with. And I was into it because he's a cool artist, and I liked his story. I saw Over the Top for the first time. It's also on Netflix. Sylvester Stallone movie about arm wrestling.
Yeah.
I recommend this movie. I liked it better than Krampus. It's like a cheesy.
It's like a better Krampus.
It's like a cheesy, heartfelt 80s movie where Sylvester Stallone has to arm wrestle people. If he's not the best arm wrestler in the world, his life goes to shit, basically.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. And then my favorite movie that I saw this week was a documentary on Netflix called Best of Enemies. Not everybody's going to like this movie, but it's about a debate in the 60s between Gore Vidal and William Buckley Jr. It's like a very conservative, articulate guy and a very conservative liberal man having a debate where they just argue back and forth in the 60s. Sounds kind of boring, but I found it very fascinating. It was called Best of Enemies. It's on Netflix. That's all the shit I was doing this week. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, Sean.
That was.
And I didn't even use all my 10 minutes.
That wasn't even 10.
That was cool.
Sure, there's only 7.
Yeah, we got more time than you got 10 minutes, so I'll take the rest of it. 3 more minutes. Okay, great. I don't even know. Give me something to talk about.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Thoughts? We're gonna wrap it up. I actually do want to say though, thank you to everybody for watching this week. Check out our Christmas cast next week.
Ooh,
it's gonna be a good one. I'm excited about it. If you get a chance, go to our website, Mega64.com. There's always, you can find the latest info always there. Follow us on Twitter too. You get lots of little updates there as well. But I want to tell everybody, if you want to support the show, as always, you have the option. We do have a Patreon, or patreon.com/Mega64. You can contribute. We're still inching our way closer to our next goal, which is maybe a new studio. But as we said before, we just now are getting the funding that we got from our first month on Patreon. So we're still digging into kind of these, the milestones we already hit. So look for updates on that soon. And thank you to everybody who's contributed. But you could go there, or you always have the option to go to shop.mega64.com, and you can get any of our new stuff.
Don't give us your last $5 though. All right,
don't do that.
Some people want to get in our good sides and be like, they send us an email like, "Oh, I didn't buy groceries this week because I gave you my last $5."
We're not a corporation.
Save your last $5. Okay, that's not for us. That's for you.
That's for
We're
you.
indie
Enjoy
guys.
it.
Enjoy your Starbucks.
Get yourself something
Only if
nice.
you can afford it.
I also want to say that probably the next couple days would be, if you want something from our store for a Christmas gift for somebody, you have to order it soon to give us some time to get it out to you. So if you're thinking about giving a shirt of ours or a DVD of ours as a Christmas gift, order that as soon as possible so we can get that out to you. You can get it in time.
Our new Blu-ray Mega64 paid DLC expansion pack.
Ooh, you got it.
On disc unlockables.
It isn't.
Is that right?
The joke is the title is fucked up, but you actually get everything.
Yeah.
With just one purchase.
Yeah.
No, that's a
But
joke.
there you go.
There is
On
no,
disc,
there is
yeah.
no switcheroo. It sounds like it's a switcheroo.
But that is.
But it's a good old fashioned good deal.
That's still there you go. That's still in stock. And Mega64 time, as you said before, is clinging on there. They might last through the holidays, but we're not sure. So is everything okay?
Yeah, it was just a weird camera.
Funny cut. They're cracking themselves up back in the production booth.
Also, too, getting back to the Patreon, I want to make a Gamer Wars movie. So if you're not,
let's get to it.
If you're not going to get us to that level,
Tommy wants to make it too.
Turn the podcast off. Tommy doesn't want to make it.
You don't
That's
think?
why we need the 50K. That's just a Tommy Tallarico retainer.
Because he,
But he
Just to
promises
secure
that
him.
we'll have full access to his Ferrari, to the
really?
Video Games Live World Tour catalog. We can go anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
Video Games
we can
Live.
film
will
in
go.
Dubai.
We
Yeah.
can film in Dubai.
and with any of the musicians.
Yeah, and for 50K, that's a good deal.
Fuck yeah.
So,
Nomura.
there's one fan out there who's got it. Stop being stingy. Write the check. Do everybody else a favor. Okay? Don't put it on everybody.
Yeah.
Come on.
We have to have at least one fan who's part of the 1%. So,
Probably, yeah.
And
so think about it.
lastly, I just want to say
What's wrong?
It's that guy.
he's the guy from
Cosplay.
Fat Albert.
Hubba bubba bubba. Do the
Hey.
Bubba
No.
bubba bubba.
Mushmouth.
Come on, Mushmouth.
I don't know what that
Talk
is.
like Mushmouth.
I don't know.
Why don't you know what
I
mushmouth is?
don't know.
I know.
No,
I know
Donald.
old Weird Harold
Donald.
and
not Mushmouth.
Fat Albert.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's
You're
it.
the biggest Bill Cosby fan of the group.
You are. You know
man.
old Weird Harold?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy how much you like Cosby.
That's what I'd say about Sean. He's a huge Cosby fan.
Yeah.
He actually is.
Yeah, I know.
You think we're joking?
No, I know he's a giant Cosby fan.
I was.
Do the dentist bit.
I was until he.
Sean
Well,
used to
allegedly.
listen to Bill
Allegedly.
Cosby as he fell asleep and
I
would
did.
dream of Cosby.
Yeah,
I would.
dream of him.
I would.
I dream
World's
of Cosby.
greatest dad.
You freak.
It's
Freak
a,
show.
it's,
America's
freaky,
dad.
Hey,
Freaky,
hey.
freaky, freakily.
it's a fucking bummer, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
World's gone to hell.
Hey, we're shutting down our forums, so just want to throw that in.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. Those forums are going away.
Engage.
Good
The
night.
Engage forum is
So
going.
screen cap it if you want it, because it's gone.
Oh
yeah,
my God.
it's gone. Goodbye.
Hey, goodbye.